I could be wrong about this, but on most movie sets, isn't the best director usually the one behind the camera?
And now you will fly to him, and you will battle him to the death. Black and blue, fight night. The greatest gladiator match in the history of the world. God versus man. Day versus night. Son of Krypton versus Bat of Gotham.
Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, brings the Man of Steel and the Dark Knight together to fight, while Lex Luthor waits laughing in the wings. It's a big promise to make to put those two big guys on the screen together. Can this movie fulfill it? Here's 5 things you might want to know about Batman v Superman. Here's the first thing you need to know about this movie. It's way too long. Now, often I will say, movie length is just a caution because some movies use that length well. Here, this movie's not only long, it's kind of boring. In fact, you leave this movie thinking very specifically about scenes that happen throughout the story that could have been completely left out. And when you're a better film editor than the people who actually put it on the screen, that's a bad sign. And it's not just long, it's depressing. I want to address right off the bat, pun intended, Ben Affleck actually does a great job as Batman here. I think he performs it well. The problem isn't in his performance. The problem is that the script doesn't understand these characters. Batman is not only uninformed and seemingly unintelligent in this movie, he's also kind of psychotic. He's not just morally ambiguous, he is morally reprehensible in a few of the things that he does here. That's not the Batman that I want to know and root for. It takes all the joy out of that character. Superman's not much better. He's so dark. There's just no joy in any of these characters. And so seeing them together, whatever we're rooting for, whatever that's supposed to be, it just ends up feeling very morose and very dark in a way that doesn't service the plot of the story in a way that's good. And I guess that's what it comes down to for me. The reason this movie doesn't live up to what it could have been, it's just the story. Zack Snyder doesn't get how to tell a story. He gets action visuals. He gets how to put cool stuff on the screen, but he doesn't get plot mechanics. He doesn't get character motivation. We're left wondering why these people are doing what they're doing, why certain things in the plot happen where they happen. It becomes incomprehensible. There's too much going on and not enough substance to hold it up. Not only that, the major character transformation in this at the end is so utterly ridiculous why the character transforms that it will become a meme and a joke almost immediately. It's that silly and it takes you out of the movie because of it. But before I get too heavy on the Barry Zack Snyder bandwagon, let me say, he does get some stuff right. He is really good at the visual stuff. This movie is gorgeous. I loved the way it looked, especially some of these action scenes, the stuff he knows how to put on screen. He does that very, very well. The opening to this movie, in fact, there's kind of a back-to-back opening of this film. Both of them are visually striking and compelling. And 15 minutes into the movie, I'm thinking, hey, we might actually have a great movie here because he's at his peak during that time. He also gets it not just in the action, but also in the calmer moments as well. The way this movie ends, there are some visually striking things. Even if the story doesn't make sense, he gets how to treat the eyes of the audience, and I like that. And not just the eyes, the ears as well. That's the other thing I really liked about this movie. I thought the score was brilliant, and the sound design too. But specifically what Zimmer and Junkie XL have done here with this score, I think is a really beautiful mix of classic and modern, and informs the story without being distracting. It's definitely one I could listen to over and over. Overall, I feel like Batman v Superman had a lot to live up to and unfortunately didn't live up to it very well. Though the visuals are great and the sound is great, there's just too much wrong with the story for me to give it anything higher than a C+. Thanks for checking out this Your Movie Friend review. We'll get to the best ever challenge here in a bit. But first, go ahead and click the info button up here for more stuff you can do here. There's other reviews that you can watch there. You can go to the website. You can vote in a poll on which movie you want me to review next. All that's just by clicking up there. Also follow me on Periscope, Aaron Dicer, Aarondicer. I often review many of the movies that I don't get up on YouTube there on Periscope and have a nice discussion about those. And subscribe to the podcast, SiftPop, SiftPop. We have a lot of fun, bring on a guest every week, talk movies, TV, other pop culture. It's a blast. All right, on to the Best Ever Challenge, where you name the best movie ever in a particular category. Also try to identify my choice. What is the best movie where the heroes fight each other? Seems like a good category. For me, ironically, it's the one that includes Bane in a mixed martial arts boxing ring. Take a guess at mine in the comments. Put your answer there as well. And by the way, the first person to get mine right does get that point. As always, here's 5 extra seconds to hit subscribe as we finish this thing off. Just click the logo right down in this corner.